Okay, we're just about, let me check, just about 43 minutes to the closing bell on the Nigerian Stock Exchange. So this is the final trading day of the week. Temple Ashaju, our business correspondent, is live to us from the trading floor in downtown Lagos here. Let's get Temple on into this conversation. Temple, welcome to the show. Get in here. Let's get this conversation going. Just looking at Medview Airline, the only airline quoted on our market, reporting a negative 2018 financial statement. Revenue down 74%. Profit before tax down 786%. In fact, Medview Airline reported 10.3 billion naira negative landing for last year. Profit after tax is a loss 10.357, a whopping 925% in the red. This is bad news.
Well, it might be a bad news for investors that are looking to get some dividends, get some dividend payouts from this particular company. But for some others, it's not such a bad news, as it were. The fact that the company is actually trying to reinvest in its operations, trying to see how they can broaden and expand their services. I think it's one of the key reasons why we're having that kind of a result. Again, this is a company that got listed in the market by way of introduction just a few years ago. I think it was 2 years ago in the market. So it's just for a couple of investors, for most of the investors to keep fingers crossed, and let's see how the year 2019 will pan out. Here's a good example of what I'm trying to explain. Some investors had actually waited for so long on the likes of Champs PLC. I mean, more than 10 years or thereabouts, a lot of investors bought into Champs PLC and they didn't get the dividend. But this is the very first time we're seeing the dividend payout of 3 kobo coming from this ICT company. And of course, it explains that, yes, if you can be patient sometimes, I mean, there's a reward in sight for you. So here's the silver lining for those investors who have waited over the years. All you just need to do right now is key into the electronic dividend payment platform of the Securities and Exchange Commission through your registrar to these companies and get your payment. So I guess the whole idea around Medview is due to the investment that they've plowed in. Yeah.
Yes, the investment the airline is making, but of course we'll talk about the Medview. I'm sure the analysts will have all the weekend and next week to digest that. But talking about the Champs PLC and the ICT sector of fintech, you know, 10 years ago we didn't have as much as very deep fintech on our market street as we have today. So it looks like Champs PLC and the others who were just getting themselves introduced to the market, as it were, 10 years ago. This is now a very big blue ocean for the ICT, those who are in the digital ICT space, to make money. And I think that's what is coming in through here for Champs PLC, as every bank, everybody's now in on the game, as it were. But broadly speaking, it looks like we're going to have another positive reading for today's trading. I just checked the stock exchange, and I see the all-share index just about 0.04%.
Yes, Bolson. This was the way things panned out last week, Friday. We had seen some 4 negative trading sessions until Friday when things just turned around and the markets closed uptick eventually. It looks like that's the same thing we're going to be seeing today, because right now the market is down, or up rather, some 0.09%. We've seen some close to 300 million units of shares traded in total, and of course it's valued at about 3 billion naira. But then again, if you take a look at where the gains are coming from, it's in the consumer goods segment of the market, and of course the banking names. These are the sectors that yesterday were totally closed in losses. If you take a look at Dangote Flour as well as Dangote Sugar Refinery, these 2 key sectors that closed in losses yesterday are currently making some gains. Dangote Flour, for example, is up some 6.88%. And that's, with the way things are going, it's not going to change for the negative. It's going to close positive. Africa Prudential, one of the financial services companies, yesterday also closed heavily in losses. But today we're seeing it in gains. And if you look at Access Bank, that was also in red yesterday, it's currently in gains. So put all this together, square out all the trends that we're seeing in the market will basically close in green today. It may not be able to impact on the week-to-date numbers, but at least for some investors, it is a good reading.
Okay. A tempo is a nice one. Let's try and find out why investors seem to be a little bit more happier on Fridays. Last Friday, the market finished a bit positive, and today is looking at it. Maybe it's just about the TGIF, and folks just said, look, it's Friday, let's just be happy a little bit, have some nice drinks, relax, lay about, then come back the next day. Why take all the worries of the stock market with us to the weekend? Why take it home for the weekend? So just give the market something to smile about on Friday, and you smile about Temple. See you again next week. All the best. Let's talk about makeup business, what you call something like the lipstick index. That's what it's called in Bloomberg. Try to check it out. It's what they call lipstick index. Women tend to spend more money when there is economic recession on beauty, makeups, and things like that. So the South African-based multinational company Woolworths Holdings has launched a limited edition makeup line in collaboration with international makeup artist Sir John. The partnership with Sir John, known for the beautifying the faces of American stars like Beyonce and Kim Kardashian West, started in 2017 and is Woolworths' first international collaboration. Head of beauty at Woolworths, Vivienne Joseph, says the partnership advances the group's vision of bringing its customers locally produced products that can live alongside the channels of the beauty industry. Or channels, I beg your pardon. That's channels, not channels television. Channels with a single N. Yes, that's it in France. The makeup range will hit its shelves this week, and you want to check it out. Okay, oil prices declined in early trades today, with Brent slipping away from $70 a barrel, which reached slightly on Thursday. But both main contracts, the Brent and the WTI, that is, were set for weekly gains due to mounting geopolitical risks. Brent crude futures dropped 16 cents to $60.24 a barrel, having touched $70.03 in the previous session, the highest since November the 12th. U.S. West Texas Intermediate crude was down just 4 cents a barrel to $62.06. Brent and WTI are on track for their second and fifth consecutive gains, respectively. Gold slipped on Friday, but I was trading above the 10-week low touched in the previous week. Spot gold, that's the bullion, slipped 0.2% to $1,289, $1,289.71 per ounce. The metal was down about 0.2% for the current week. U.S. gold futures were steady at $1,294.20 an ounce. Among other precious metals, spot platinum was steady at $89.85. The metal was up more than 6% this week, the most since January of 2017. Meantime, palladium was up about 0.2%, $1,369.44 an ounce, but on course for a second weekly decline. Silver was up about 0.1%, $15.16 per ounce, having fallen to its lowest since end of December in the previous session. And that's closing it for today. Hope you enjoyed the program. I'll see you next time. Have a great weekend, everyone. Goodbye from Lagos.